Imagine a student who walks from a world of fast-paced, in-your-face experiences into a quiet school music room where they are presented with the prospect of dryly studying music. Now, imagine the same child hurrying through the school hall to get to the same classroom because they're actually excited about being there. Through the Electrify Your Strings program, this is happening for thousands of school kids throughout the country, and it's happening in more and more schools every year. By forming a partnership with teachers committed to elevating the musical experiences of their students, the Electrify Your Strings program creates a unique experience for students that is positively transformative for the students and their teachers.
Our program increased from about 35 to over 70, to the extent that we now have virtually half of the second grade students clamoring to play a string instrument. The growth at that age has been tremendous.
Mark came to Bell Fountain and he did a one-day session with my students, and we created a concert for their parents. And it started off to be a concert for their parents, and then it became parents and friends, and then it became parents, friends, and as many community people we could fit in the band room. And had we known, we obviously would have done this concert in the auditorium, but we filled the entire band room with 3 weeks notice of a concert, and it was about the most amazing experience that my students had ever had until the upcoming years, which got bigger and bigger.
We had actually involved students from the middle school, which was grades 6, 7, and 8, along with our high school, which was grades 9 through 12. So we had approximately 200 students or so involved in the program. I guess one of the biggest things that I'll always remember about this program is one student that said to me, "You know what, orchestra just became cool." I think that says a lot about the program. From an administrative standpoint, it was a dream. You always talk about authentic learning. You always want authentic tasks for kids, and you also want that to be affirmed by somebody of a professional nature if you can create it. This program did all of that.
The Electrify Your Strings program is the brainchild of world-renowned electric violinist and Emmy Award-winning composer Mark Wood. Mark works with music teachers to develop a curriculum that engages students and excites them about studying music, an achievement that has made tremendous differences in every school and community that participates.
When Mark Wood walked into our school, certainly was a buzz for days. We knew he was coming. We knew this program was about to happen. The school, the community was a buzz. But when he walked into the school that day, walked into a class, and we combined the classes, had approximately 90 students in the room. The kids were quiet. The kids were excited. You talk about total engagement. That's what it was about. Mark as himself was just an awesome teacher.
I was attending a session where Mark was working with some students and sitting in the back, and I just couldn't stand it. I was jumping around in my chair trying to see, and so excited that somebody finally figured out how to teach strings with passion and excitement, and something that I felt that I could convey in my own classroom with his help.
I believe it has helped the students appreciate the skill and musicianship that these old composers, these dead composers that they never wanted to listen to before, the musicianship that they had, how wonderful and refreshing their music can be, just as today's contemporary music is.
Electrify Your Strings is a program that actually increases interest in the music program from students, other teachers, school administrators, parents, and the surrounding community.
I've always had a small core group that worked with me, but the interest generated through Mark's visit has been absolutely incredible.
Our superintendent is very, very supportive. Our music boosters will do anything that they can for us. It's unreal. We have people coming out of the woodwork to help make sure that we succeed.
It was also a great opportunity to bring a community together. We had groups, booster groups, foundation groups. We had local businesses that helped put this program on.
There are many parents involved now, but some of them don't even have a student in the program. They just want to see the Electrify Your Strings program succeed within Cinnaminson School District. They went to the concert, realized the excitement that this program generates both for the kids and the community. In fact, the community itself was talking about our first concert throughout the entire summer for another 3 or 4 months after the event.
Like many schools, schools are looking for different funding sources. This was another opportunity to raise funds for the school. Not only were kids learning about music and had the excitement, but it was a great opportunity for the booster groups to raise money.
Overwhelmingly, the program has resulted in a tremendous reduction of the dropout rate and a tremendous increase in the enrollment rate of music programs in virtually every school where the program has taken place.
We're having increased enrollment, and it's not just in our elementary strings. Our elementary strings numbers have gone up quite a bit, and we're holding on to quite a few more students, which is excellent. I'm going to have, next year I will have more students in the strings program in every grade level than I've ever had, which is very exciting.
You have somebody of Mark's caliber, and gotta say too, the coolness of him, what he brought with his instruments and his dress and his style and his passion for learning, just increased the engagement of the students.
We now have many guitarists and drummers who would like to participate in this year's concert.
We not only incorporated orchestra members, we also had members from the band there as well. We had, besides the orchestra instruments, we had students playing drums, we had bass guitars, we had regular guitars, let alone the cool instruments that Mark brought, and that the kids were so excited because some of them actually got to play some of the instruments like the Viper.
The thing that blows my mind the most is that I have kids that come in and they've got ideas for music that we can play that they've created or that they've arranged. And I never would have seen this in our traditional program.
From a standpoint, a curriculum standpoint, I think it really pushed our teachers, pushed our students to a level that we didn't expect. We always, again, we want students to achieve at higher levels. This did it naturally.
We also have 10 directors that have come forth and volunteered to be involved, so now it's become an event where I have help from other teachers, and this is amazing.
Electrify Your Strings has had a positive effect on non-music programs as well.
And these students are able to budget their time well, and they're studying in their core subjects, and they're practicing their instruments, which I think through practicing their instruments they've learned how to study because they know how to break things apart, and I think that this really helps them in their other subjects.
It was very exciting to see the creativity that came from outside of the music department, to the extent where we actually had other members of staff volunteering to help provide something that was going to make this concert different than the regular school concert.
If you're committed to elevating the musical experiences of your students, then the Electrify Your Strings program is invaluable for you, your school, and your community.
It challenged students, it brought a community together, and again, this is the kind of program that does nothing but positive things for a school and a community. Again, you like to see your students engage. This program, Electrify Your Strings, does this.
The Electrify Your Strings program works very well as a recurring program. For us, this will be our 4th time that we've done this and our biggest concert experience yet.
The Electrify Your Strings program really has been wonderful.
Electrify Your Strings. You have the opportunity to bring it to your school. I certainly highly recommend it.
Electrify Your Strings. Now, imagine a student